right. Hello, everybody. This is PoolToySierra coming to you with a tutorial on converting Julia WinterPaw's VR chat avatar into a VRM model for streaming. Yay! All right, so first things first, we need Unity. After you've purchased everything anyway. So we have Unity. The version that we're going to use for our new project is 2019.4.31F1. So you click on New Project. It's going to be a 3D project. You want to make sure that you have the right edit project up here. If it's wrong, click it, select the correct one. We're going to name the project. So this is going to be an updated version, 331. And we're going to have our folder where we save everything to. So let's go ahead and create the project. It's going to take a minute. It's going to load all the default stuff for Unity to get the project going. So what else do you need? You are going to need your Unity package from Julia. In this case, it's going to be the female canine, the complete version, which is definitely worth it if you're already interested in getting your own canine. Other than that, you're going to need the Unity VRM package, and we're also going to need dynamic bones. So we're going to have to import all three of those in order to be able to accomplish our goal here of converting the avatar into a VRM. So Unity is going to take a minute. It always does. Let's see. Oh, the other thing that you're going to want to need is up here we have textures. Let's just keep going. Okay. All right, so first things first, right click in the assets window. We're going to import a custom package. Let's go ahead and bring in the Unity VRM. It's going to take a minute. It's going to go through the package, identify all the assets in the package, and then we're going to click import. Everything is checked by default. So it's going to write the package items. And it always takes a minute. And then we're going to repeat the process. So first things first, we are still importing. Iteration 2. All right, so if this pops up, just accept it. You're fine. And then that's going to import the rest of it. All right, so you'll see up here in the pull-down menus, we have the VRM package is available already. Now we're going to right-click. We're going to import another package. And this one's going to be the female canine. This one's going to take a lot longer than the VRM. So it's going to analyze everything, make our list, and then we're just going to go ahead and import. Please forgive my computer. It is very fast, but it is slow with Unity. Or maybe Unity's just slow. What do you think? So while that is going on, nope. Now we're ready. All right, let's import the rest of these items. It's still going to take a second. All right, so we have that going. So the Julia WinterPaw model does come with a setup scene already. It's very easy to sort of convert and move everything around to make it easier for yourself, but really what you really need to start with is the setup scene. And once this thing is finished importing, I'll be able to show you exactly how that works. And yes, I am PoolToySierra. I guess while it's loading, I'll go ahead and recommend my Twitch channel, which is PoolToySierra. Shoot. PoolToySierra. Yes, it is. Sorry. So we're just going to keep this loading. I do a lot of gaming. I have a lot of fun on that channel. And we also do VR streams. Mostly for squats. But sometimes we just chill out in VR, or we take part in some fun activities. But for the majority of my content tends to be gaming, Elden Ring, Planet Crafter, all kinds of games right now. Of course, though, by the time you watch this, I may have long moved on from those games. Alright, so we're still waiting, chat. It does take a while. I'll just be quiet until we're ready. I'm being quiet. Oh, software I'm using is VSeeFace for the model. So once we have the VRM, I'm using a VSeeFace. So all of this that you're seeing right now, that is VSeeFace is handling it ever since making the VRM. I like it. It's very simple to use. And hopefully, when this thing finishes loading, I'll be able to show off a little bit more. One of these days. Oh my god. Come on. What else about me? I'm a pool toy. In case you couldn't tell, that's why I'm rather shiny. That's about it. That's the deep lore right there, actually. Neat. Oh, this is so painful. So, chat, I recommend that when you do this, you get a cup of coffee, you have something else going on, you got a YouTube video on a different monitor, just anything. Make sure you stay hydrated. Oh, we're almost there. Nice. And... okay. We're struggling, chat. We're struggling. Woo! Let's go. Okay. We have one more package to import. As soon as this one is done, it's the dynamic bones package. You definitely want to have that. And the good news is that it's actually right off of the Unity store. I believe it costs $20 or so to purchase it, and I highly recommend it. You pretty much, it's a requirement for just about anything. Ah, finally. All right, let's go ahead and get the last one. So up here, there should be an asset store tab. If not, I think that there's a window or something in the view. I forget how to bring it up if it's not there, but there should be an asset store tab up here. So once you're in here, you hit dynamic bones. And you want this one, the little running figure with all the bones in them. And what we need to do is click on this. And then I already bought it, so we're going to import it. Here's the files to import. We import the whole thing. This one's a lot faster. Boom, already got it. We go back to our scene up at the top here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into, on the assets here, we now have our female canine package. We have the dynamic bone package and the VRM and even a shaders package. So we want female canine. And then what we're going to look for here is setup scene. This is what we need. This is what makes your life so much easier. So we double click. It brings up everything into the scene. We have our different versions of the model. So different combinations of fox version with the two different kinds of hair. So first thing, we don't need this instruction manual because I'm going to explain it to you. I don't really use the foxtail. I prefer the wolf tail with the long hair. And as soon as you finish clearing out the other ones, I'm just deleting them. As soon as you delete them, what you want to do is you want to select the model and move the position back to 0. That'll make it easier for the main camera to sort of see you. Next up, we need to actually change the textures. So click this little arrow to expand everything. And you know what? She's actually looking a little nude. So why don't we go ahead and enable the shirt. You click the shirt here under the inspector, you check the box. And then you can also grab the shorts, check the box on those. And then here's another thing to keep in mind. If your character is going to have a large chest, like mine, you are going to want to enable that. So same deal. So click on that and check. Default chest dynamics, uncheck, because we're not going to have the default. We just want the big one. Next up, we are going to go into, let's see. There we go. Let's get a good look at her. So first things first, let's adjust the shirt. We need to have this actually cover her. And if you're going to do a VRM and you're not going to be taking off anything, what you can do is under the blend shapes here, click this arrow to extend it. You can just give the big boobs just like that. And if you intend on making the body more curvy, you just change the value of the curve to whatever that's going to be. So we're just going to go maxing out on both of those. And now we can go to the body. The body's the same deal. So we also have blend shapes here. And what we're going to really look for in the blend shapes for the body is that we want, let's see, we could adjust the breast to be larger here if you're going to go topless. But this also does anything. So if you want to adjust it for the fox closer to the face, all the not safe for work stuff, everything else, like these are all here. In this case, what I'm going with is the curves. So I want more curve. So there we go. So she's very thick now. And you can see now that the shorts aren't matching up. The shirt is fine. The shirt is actually perfect. So that one is fine. But now we go to the shorts and we need more curve on the shorts too. Same, it's just another blend shape. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start texturing the body. So let's shrink down the blend shapes and we go down here. These are your textures. So we need to import our textures as well. So right click in the assets, we're going to import a new asset and we're going to get our 3 files that we use to color. So we need hair, we got the skin, and we got the tail. If you have neck floof, that's something to keep in mind as well. So there we go. And let's go for the tail first. So let's get behind her. And we're going to change the tail. So we go to where the wolf tail is. This little circle here is your texture. You're going to want to unlock the shader. Simple button, unlock. Now, here's the texture here, main texture. You click and drag. Boom. And now we have purple. When you're done with that, you're going to lock it in. There are plenty of other options here. Smoothness. If you're taking this straight into VR chat, the smoothness is going to be something that you use if you want to be shiny. Same for the metallic. So we're going to let that lock in. Locking the shader back in takes a minute. It's a little bit slow, but there's no getting around that again. So what it's doing is it is taking the new texture that we just slapped in there and it's sort of repackaging everything and locking in the shader. So there we go. And we're going to do the same thing for the hair. So again, the hair, we have long hair here. Extend that out, unlock, grab the hair, and we're going to drop it into the main texture. Here it is. Boop. And we got purple hair. We're going to lock this guy in. It's going to take a minute. There it goes. Perfect. All right, now we're going to do the body. So same exact process on the body as well. So body, unlock. It quickly unlocks. Grab the skin, drop it over the main texture. Boom. Here we are. And so we're going to go ahead and lock that in again. It's going to take a second. If you have neck floof, there is another shader right underneath this guy. If we collapse that again, we have neck floof. So if you have floof, this is where you drag in your texture and you lock it in. If you don't have floof enabled, don't worry about it. The eye texture, I don't have a custom one. If you have a custom texture, it's the same exact process. For me, I like the ones that Julia has included with the package, but I don't like this light blue color, not for this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this tiny circle next to main texture, and then I'm going to look for the texture that I want, which is just regular blue. So you double click that, it goes on, and if we could see the eyes, you would see that they're a different shade of blue. So we lock it in, we'll let it go. Let's see. Oh, another thing that you might have noticed as I'm doing this is there are no eyebrows. So if you go to the body and we go back to these blend shapes again, you can enable eyebrows. In my experience, that doesn't work. Once you convert it to a VRM, those eyebrows will break. So I highly recommend against putting on those eyebrows. For the rest of it, let's see. So we have our body, we have the textures on there, we have the blend shapes that we want. So what we're going to do now is we're going to choose the whole body. We're going to go to VRM, freeze the T-pose. If you don't do this, your arms are going to be off when you load it into your streaming software. So we want it to be perfectly T-posed. So you might have also noticed that a normalized model has appeared. It's just all of this stuff. And so what we're going to do is we're going to select the normalized model. Don't rename it, just select it. And we're going to go back to the VRM pull down menu and we're going to export this file. And language English, and then it tells you you need these things here. So what we're going to call it is we're going to call it Sierra 331 in this case. This is going to be version 331. I just used the dates and the author is Sierra. So there we go. And then everything else you can just leave it. Just export the file. It's going to ask you where you want to export it to. It's going to be inside the main folder with everything else. This is not your finished VRM. We still have more to do. Let's save it. It's going to take a second to save. Once this VRM exporter is closed though, that's how you know it's saved. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take this one, we're going to take the original model, and we're going to delete those out of the scene. So the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to take the VRM and we're going to import it now. We want to import the thing that we literally just exported. So let's bring it in, and it's going to ask you to save the prefab. So everything that you exported, now it's going to bring it back in, but it wants to save everything as a prefab. So this is going to the assets folder, which is fine. And it's going to take a second for that to come in. And you're also going to see a big mess of new folders, VRM related or female canine related. I always forget how the naming works, but you'll get a whole bunch of those over here. That's normal, that's fine. What's important though, okay, female canine. So what is important though is that if you go into your assets folder, just the base assets folder, you'll see over here you have the model. So you drag this one into the scene. There she is, gorgeous. And here's where the real work begins. So first thing that you're going to want to do is you select everything, and on the right side here we now have some new assets for the VRM. The one that we're going to look for is the blend shape proxy, because this is the one that's going to give us our expressions. So under blend shape avatar we have this thing, double click, and now we're here. So here is a preview down here of your face. Here is this, which is just going to stay. And what we need to start doing is we need blend shapes for what we're going to set up. So all these are the different blend shapes. So the A, this is for the vocal sound of the ah sound. So we need to actually designate the blend shapes for this. So on the blend shapes list, you go to the body and VRC voice ah. Perfect. And here is actually where you also enable the eyebrows. If you don't do that, you won't have eyebrows on your avatar, which might or might not be good for you. The next one is we have angry expression. So what we want is angry eyes, angry mouth. And we want eyebrows. And you're going to do this for each of them. So blend shape is just blend shape. Don't do anything with that. But blink, same deal. We're going to find here blink and eyebrows. Blink left. So you're going to want blink left and eyebrows. Blink right. We want eyebrows, but we also want the blink right. There it is. Eh. We want the S sound. So we drag this out and we get eyebrows. Fun. So fun, like the expressions can be anything. This works with VSeeFace pretty well, but if you wanted, say, like a sad expression for fun, you would just have to calibrate for that in the VSeeFace. For fun, I actually prefer to use surprised. So let's get our eyebrows up. And let's see, surprise eyes. That's what I want. And then if you want, maybe you could also mix and match a little bit, like a sad frown, or just regular, a little bit sad. And then we'll go over here, and we have the I sound. This is the IH sound. We have that. Eyebrows. Easy. So let's get ourselves some eyebrows, and we have smile eyes, and we have a smile. You can do either smile. They both work. I personally prefer the first smile. And we have eyebrows. Look down, look left, look right, look up. None of these are part of Julia's package. In her later iterations, possibly in a VRM, maybe she'll have those for the female canine, but there are no blend shapes that involve looking left, looking right, or up and down. So there will not really be any eye tracking. You'll have blink tracking in VSeeFace, but not eye tracking. Neutral, this is fine, but we do want eyebrows. And then under the O, we want our eyebrows. And this is the O sound, OH sound. That's the O. And then we're going to have some sad. So sad eyebrows. And we're going to have our sad mouth, sad eyes. Okay, and then the last one is the OO. So we get our eyebrows. And then this one is going to be OU. This VRC OU is the one that we're looking for. So we got those. Go back, make sure that all the expressions have your eyebrows, whether it's the dot or the regular. Because otherwise, if the VSeeFace tries to do that blend shape for you, it'll just end up looking like a neutral expression without eyebrows. So let's double check. We go through, we can click through each of them, looking down at the corner there, making sure that every expression looks the way that you wanted it. And we got all the expressions. Perfect. Now let's select the body really quick. And we'll hide the blend shapes. This is not a blend shape thing anymore. We are out of there. And let's see. I believe it is under the shader. Yes. Okay. So under here, this is sort of where you can screw around with the smoothness. So you can make them shinier. So if I go with, say, a 0.8 on that, and I can add a little bit of a metallic sheen to it too. And I feel like that sort of really helps the model. So we do the same thing with the hair. Of course, you will have your own settings for these, if any. To be honest, if you're just going to go default, VSeeFace's light does a pretty decent job. So the shirt is going to have the same thing, if I can find it. Oh, I don't see it in here. Oh, there it is. 1. Well, maybe not a 1. 0.9? 0.8. That's good. And we're going to change the metallic to like a 0.3. So just dip it down a little bit, add some shine to that top. Next up, let's see. So we have the hair, we have the body, we have the things, we have the eyes. Look good. All right, so we are down to almost the end here, chat. So under the VRM model, there is a new thing called secondary. If you click on this, you'll see on the right here, there's a VRM spring bone script. And if you don't do anything with this, you will be very stiff. So if you look at me right now, you can see my ears moving, you can see my hair moving, you see a little bit of wibble in the jiggle. And so let's go ahead and show you how that works. So on VRM Springbone, the property applies to whatever you put it on. So if you click on root bones, you'll see a size of 0. That means it's not reflecting anything. But let's go ahead and make our ears. So we'll change that to 2 and just click whatever. And then it's going to ask you element 0, element 1. This is where you find your bones. So on this window, what we're looking to do is we're going to do our ears. And for the ears, you can see ear 1, L, ear 2, L, and then same for the right side. The only one that you have to do is 1. Don't do number 2. They overlap and it'll give you an error anyway. And it won't let you do it. So you pick ear 1, left. And then the other side, you're going to pick ear 1, right. Perfect. And so the main thing is you could choose gravity. I recommend against gravity. It sort of pulls everything straight down and then requires you to make your bones very stiff to resist it. If you want to have like a little bit more wiggle in yourself, then you could change the stiffness. And for this one is a stiffness of 1 in this case. So we're just going to keep it at 1. 1 is decently stiff. It's a little bit of a wobble, but it's not bad. And then the next one, so we have VRM Springbone script. We have this for the ears, but we need another one. So we're going to add another component. It's going to be another VRM Springbone. So this one we're done with. And now for this one, we're going to make the root bone size 1. And for this one, we're going to do the hair because we don't want to have hair that looks super stiff. In this case, this is long hair 01. If you have a ponytail, you're going to use ponytail 01. Yes, there is a long hair, just a basic long hair box. Don't use that one. You have to use the one that's the 1. So we have that. Stiffness on this is actually going to be about 0.5. A little more bounce. And so we got that one. And now we're going to add another spring bone. And then this one is going to be for the... So let's go down there. And we're going to choose 1 left and breast 1 right. Perfect. And so we have those two. The stiffness on these, it's very forgiving. I'm actually at a 0.3 right now, and you can see it's not doing a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and set that to like a 0.2. Okay. Let's see. Actually, come to think of it, I think the hair I'd rather have it as a 0.7. It doesn't matter. You can twist and tweak these, and now that we're at this phase, if anything goes wrong with your VRM, like the hair is too bouncy, there's something wrong with the gravity, you don't have to start over. You can actually reload the project just as it is right now, change these secondary trades, and we're going to do the very last thing right now, which is export again. So we choose the whole thing, VRM, export. All right, all these properties are going to be the same. Like this is all fine. And so 331, 331, we're going to export. Let's go ahead and throw that one down on the desktop, and we're going to save over this old one. Actually, we'll make another one just in case. No reason to overwrite the old one. Save. It's going to take a second again to load. So it's going to do all that. It's going to close. All right, so let's go ahead and minimize this. And let's bring up VSeeFace. So here I am. Spacebar to bring up my little dot here in the corner. And then when you load this up, you can actually go back to our avatar selection. And let's go ahead and remove this old one. That's an old one. This is my newer one. But let's go ahead and add the new one. So add avatar, and we're going to add the very, very new one, 331. Here we are. So we're going to go ahead and select this one, and that'll switch us over. See, ears look good. Hair looks good. Let's scroll out a little bit. Change this out. And we're looking good. All right, so once you're in VSeeFace, you can actually use their little calibration functions here, which is you sort of hold your face, look around while you're talking, holding that face, and there you go. So, neutral face, you just walk around and you talk. Fun face, you hold whatever the expression is. So, for example, fun, this is not fun, this is surprised. Or like, ugh. And it'll work. So you might notice as well that the blend shapes aren't transitioning smoothly. So my eyebrows, whenever I change expressions, flip. They're just sort of popping in and out rather than changing shape like everything else. But yeah, so this is fun, angry, joy, sorrow. It's hard to talk with the expression I picked. And surprised I left out because I'm an idiot. All right. All right, everybody. So that was the gist of it. The calibration data, always make sure you save it whenever you do anything. And we're looking pretty good. So when you're ready to stream and you have this window open on your StreamLabs or whatever you're using, you can click the little dot to hide the menu, spacebar to hide the dot, and then you can't even click on it anymore. Okay, chat, this has been a long one, a good long tutorial. I really hope that you found it helpful. And hopefully I'll see a lot more of Julia's avatars out there doing the stream thing. So once again, everybody, I am PoolToySierra. I stream on Twitch. It has been fun. So, woo!